before we get into question and answering section, let's just start directly. Okay, I said today I'll start writing. Now, what is it that we want to do on the fourth day? This is our fourth day, so please just pay attention, please, guys. And in case if you didn't understand anything, right, feel free to send a message. Okay, thank you so much. I'm audible. So this of 50, fine. Now, quickly, you remember yesterday I tried printing something, right? And I think there was an issue there because it was telling me some variable was not declared. So my intention is this, okay? How many of you tried running that program? Please remember, first one is what? Your magic, they actually called magic methods. Magic methods in Python, a review. So we're going to do a review now, okay? So on the review, let's just open something here quickly. Go to your Python IDLE, open this up. This is not what I wanted for now, so I'm going to start a different one now. I'll just say IDLE. Now, look here, guys. Here, we remember we saw something, right? And I'm going to replicate the same thing again. So what are these magic variables actually? Okay, what are they? Can we give it a name or something like that? So first thing, we have, they are generally called as what? Magic methods. Now, you might actually want to know, please look at this properly. Whenever you start programming, feel free to look at the documentation, right? So one of the things I encourage most of you to do is, you come here, when you remember when you downloaded Python, you remember when you downloaded Python from python.org, there's something there which I don't know whether many of you paid attention. Did you pay attention to this column called documentation? Okay, yeah, audible. Thank you so much, Dashan. So did any of you pay attention to this tab called documentation tab, right? So this is one of the things which I want many of you to remember. Okay, now many a times when you start programming, okay, always check this, and we'll be taking help also from Stack Overflow. Okay, we make a mistake and we go there. So from here you can actually see things here, right? You see what's new in Python 3.10, right? So what are the things that they've added in between? Let's say I want to check something quickly. Okay, maybe I want to just look at some. See, there's a tutorial here actually. Okay, sorry, I don't know, somebody is saying no sir. See, the problem is I don't know what you are saying no sir for now. So you can see here, okay, a brief description on certain things, right? So using the compiler, invoking, passing argument, interactive. As you can see, some of them I use like Python as a calculator. Okay, I took also some help from here, right? And then I did something in between. Okay, so something like this. And then what this, when you get undefined, what it exactly means, right? So look at what I wanted us to do yesterday, okay? And we are going to do the same thing now, right? So what is this actually? Do you know what this is? So this is your magic variable. And we first of all look at your magic function, okay? So look at this. This is tax, this is price, this is whatever you price into tax. But we know definitely we don't actually multiply price and tax, right? So let's create something and use this single word, the underscore. And then we're going to look into what we call like double underscore. So first thing, let's look at double underscore, which we call what? Magic methods, before we come back to magic variable. What is this actually? How do we compare it with this? Okay, we'll come back to this. And I'm not going to jump into strings. We will focus more on developing applications, okay, today, and try to kind of think like developers. All right, fine. Let's minimize this. Now, basically, if I want to use, see here, it says type help. See here, type help to get the help from this. So now look here, immediately I type help, sorry, now and press enter. Please help and press enter. So it says, see, I told you to type help as a method, but you went and typed help as a keyword. Though it did not tell me here, right? You should have said type help with method, like it's as a method, right? Or you type help on the object. So okay, this is what I needed. So I will go and retype this help, okay? Then I open brace and close. I don't know what to check help on. Now you see it has moved from this. These three ellipses has moved from there and it has come inside here, right? Now, to get a list of available modules, keywords, symbols, or topics, type, see, it's telling me because I don't know what to do. It's not telling me type modules, keywords, symbols, or topics. Now, what I will do, I want something on keywords. Enter. Now you see Sorry, I don't know, some background voices that I don't know where it's coming from. Okay, now I type keyword. Now it's telling me, okay, remember I gave you an assignment, right? Yesterday, I think yesterday or day before yesterday, I said, what are Python keywords? You can actually take everything from here, yes? Now, if I wanted help on modus, so if I want true, I can also say, okay, true. Please remember, it is capital TRUE. Now, if I type this now, it says, okay, look here, please, guys. Did you notice this? Squeezed text. There are 262 lines. Double click to expand. I'm going to double click on this. Immediately I double click now, look at what it returns. Help on Boolean object. Okay. So if I declare okay, this is okay, is an object. Okay. Now look, who has time to read all these things? Nobody, right? And most times, even when you read it, you will get confused. Fine. Okay. So another thing, let's say I wanted help on int. Now, again, squeeze 262 lines of whatever. I've not got to the magic variables. I'm going to show you. Double click. It's a class. Now, look here. Help on the class int in module built-in. So, it's under module. Okay, if it's under module, what are the things that are in modules then? Since I have seen keywords. Now, please wait while I gather a list of available modules. Now, see. Lots of them pops up. Okay, lots, including grep, whatever, query, queue, whatever, gc, file list, file cmp, email, you know, whatever, like lots of them. Okay, I mean lots and lots of them are here. Okay, now what I wanted to do, let me exit this now and go back to your magic methods. Now I've exited this. Okay, type exit to get this. Okay, enter. Yeah, enter. Okay, if you are leaving this, fine. That now I just type dir. Okay, I needed help on this int. It says object, I needed help on int. Now once I type this, now I'm going to get something else. You see all these things that starts with underscore, like double underscore with abs, then underscore, right? So we will use one in between, okay, which we call like add. We are going to use that. So all the things that you are seeing here are called your magic methods. Now we will use one magic variable like this. We will use this, which also I wanted to do yesterday. We will use this one. Okay, so quickly let's just jump into it. Fine. So I can close this now. Now you got the concept here that literally everything you need, you can get it from the interpreter itself. Close this. Magic methods, what are they actually? So you can do a quick Google search on that. Fine, and you say what are magic methods in Java? Sorry, in Python. Okay, magic methods in Python. Okay, fine. So go here. You see, magic methods in Python are special methods that start and end with. So you can actually open this. Okay, I visited this. Okay, tutorials, whatever. So you see, they start and end with the double underscore. They are also called like double underscore methods, and you have seen it. Okay, you have seen all these things. Fine. Now, we are not going to waste time on all of them. Let's just take what we need, right? So let's start typing something quickly now in the interpreter only. Okay. Now, I needed this ideally. Fine. Now, I'm going to maximize this one screen at a time. You know for sure in India, say tax is something, okay, say 18%. So let me say tax, I will just make it, I needed a floating point, 12.5% divided by 100. Now, whatever I buy, I have to add tax to it. And then I have quantity QTY. I wanted to buy maybe 10 boxes of chocolate. And each chocolate costs rupees, maybe 250 rupees 0.92 paisa, but they will tell you 0.91, they'll tell you pay 255 rupees. Now, how much should I pay, including tax? So, amount is what? Quantity, into what? Price, or price into quantity, doesn't matter, plus tax, right? TAX. Fine. Now, obviously, it's not there, I have to print the amount. Now, look here. So, when I printed the amount, what did I get now? Do we use all the keyboard and modules? Okay, good boy, RNE. So the thing here is, it depends. Even I have not used all the keywords, sorry, I have not used all the keywords and modules. Maybe if you are referring to the assignment, yes, you should list all the keywords, but in practicality, obviously, no one can claim that they've used all the keywords. As you can see it here also, right? Even on the official documentation in Python, actually, see, they only gave little thing as, see, using Python as a calculator. Whereas if you look at other tutorials, example, there is this book called Automate the Boring Stuff with Python. Okay, guys, what I believe is this. I want to kind of be plain with you guys, okay? Nobody learns everything without referring to other people's work, right? Hence, please lay your hands on this book, okay? I will push it in the group also. Automate the Boring Stuff with Python. It's actually free. This book is free, all right? And many a times we'll be referring to some of them. But yes, we will not waste time looking into this, converting from CSV and stuff. No. Okay, as the class progresses, as the complexity increases, let's say if we start with machine learning and data science, whatever projects, we might be forced to look at some of them, but yes, we cannot use all. So this is free actually. Look here, Automate the Boring Stuff with Python 2nd edition. This is the .pdf, and just see, I can download it, right? Yes, so this is it. This is the book, 590 something. So we can also refer to this in between. Fine. Now let's continue with what we are doing. Sorry about that. Now the issue here is I wanted to round this up to like 2 decimal places, right? So what I can do, I'll just call this method, I'll say round. Okay, now I will just use only 1 underscore. Now this is your magic variable. I'll say comma to 2dp. It should come actually. Good. So it has come, but yesterday it was giving an error. It was not defined. Now I have rounded this to 2dp, right? So what is this actually? This is this variable amount. And how will you know? Initially amount was 259.225 whatever. And please look here. It rounded it with loss of precision. It did not approximate. It is not the ceiling. It is not the ceiling function. It rounded this and I got only 0.22 and this was truncated. Okay, now if I want to know what exactly was in that, right? So I'll say what's the value of that variable? I know the variable is amount. What is the value? Now look, initially the value was this. Okay, now after I call this round, it became that. Fine. Now can I try something like this? Round, please look here. Can I try something like this? Round amount, amount, right, to 2 decimal places. It will work. Obviously, and it's given the same thing. Hence, you can now know that this variable now, magic variable, refers to this amount only. Got it? Now, let's do something. Okay. Okay, I wanted to do something that will round and approximate it. Okay, let's round this to 1dp and see what happens. Now, round. Now, look here. It takes a number and the number of digits. By default, it is none. Round the number to a specific precision in decimal digits. If I just say this, okay, and I round it to 1dp, obviously I'll get .2, no problem. I'll repeat the same thing and I'll round it to 0dp now. What will I get? Anybody? What will I get? Should I get 2509 dot what? 0 or 2509? So by default, it returns floating value. Okay, so I'm going to get .0. Fine. Okay. Now this is what I actually wanted us to do, and in some cases, say if I did something and I wanted to do something here. Okay, let me just reassign this. Let me reassign, since I know that tax is still that. Let me check what tax value holds now. Is this, no problem, 0.125. Now quantity is still 32. Let's see if this is going to, okay, sorry, quantity is 10 now, not 32. Let's see if, let's reassign quantity, okay, to maybe like some bigger number. Okay, I say maybe like 32 now. Now, if I check quantity, fine, quantity is taking that value of 32, fine. Now, let me say the price, I needed something now, price. If I check price, is still holding the previous value. Let me reassign this price to something such that I'll be able to show you whether it's going to approximate this, because in this, it's just discarded whatever comes after. But there's another behavior which you're going to see now. I hope this comes, in which it's going to approximate around it to the nearest number. So if I repeat amount now, okay, which becomes, as you know already, quantity into what? Price, okay, then plus what? Tax, fine. Now I print this amount only, fine. Now I'm going to get this. All right, okay, this should come. Now if I round this, please listen, to 2dp now. Okay, what do you think I will get? Should I get 490.36 or 490.37? Any guess? 37. Now, why is it behaving differently here now? Did you get what I'm trying to say? Then, sir, how can you remove the decimal from to thank you, Renin? Thank you so much. Okay. So now you see, you can actually remove that by changing it to type int. Say, example, when you accept this price, so good boy, you can go and cast this to int. Sorry. You hope you got what I mean? Okay, let's say here, amount, here when I declare the amount, right? amount, so I can actually convert everything to int, okay? Because by default, obviously, it's being promoted, I say int, okay? And you're going to see that when we take off some stuff. Round off, yes, Ravi, yes, good. We can actually do that, fine. Now here, if let me try rounding this to 1 dB, and then we will see what happens. So when I round this, fine, and then I'll say the same thing to 1 dB, okay, 0 dB actually, okay, I mean, yeah. Now what I'm going to get, again, this is there. So now you see, whatever, in this case, it's only approximated, see here. But in this other case, it actually said, okay, fine, since you wanted 2 dB, and I'm looking at the recent one, right? So I just have to, okay, fine, discard whatever is there. But since this value is bigger also, the second one, and this is also bigger, then it's telling me, yes, the rule says anything from 5 and above is rounded up, fine, and below that you round it down. Okay, now leave this now. Let's try building some small applications now, okay? Now let's look at what we have to do. Let's open something now. And then in this place, I thought, okay, fine, this is done. Close this guy. Now start something quickly, which is, okay, this, the 4 underscore this, fine. This is done. Let's look at operators, guys, before we get into this. So you know the concept of comparative operator, right? Okay, because some of you who actually knew, we will just touch that briefly and we do small calculations on that, okay, quickly. So we will look at these operators and then get into flow control and design simple applications now only. Fine? Cool. So yeah, let's start immediately. And you remember that whenever you are coding, like you have less than operator, so I will not explain this, I will just explain that briefly and then we jump. Okay, we will get into that, and I will explain as we run into problems. Okay, I will explain what is happening as we run into problems. So you have your less than comparative operators. I'm not going to highlight all of them, so your assignment will be, please write all the comparative operators and write their meanings. Example, you can have a table, you say operator, meaning operator, then you write the description. Please remember, this is part of your assignment, okay, description. So if it is greater than, you can use greater than equal to, less than equal to, not equal to, you can use that, exactly equal to, you can use that, and then others. Okay, done. Now most of the times you run into a situation in which you have to make decision. So that leads us to your what do you call them? What do I call them? Truth tables, right? I said truth tables of what exactly? These guys, right? Yes, Boolean operators. Okay, Boolean operators. So understanding Boolean operators, everybody knows that, right? So your basic Boolean operators are and, so Boolean. So operators, obviously, which evaluates towards true versus false. That's what we got, right? Yes. So in those true versus false situation, you might be a time in which if you just type true and true, obviously what will it give you? It will give you true. That will be your assignment. It's a kind of an exercise for you. Okay. So you try to check when you type true situations twice, what will you get? So because of that, we try to understand them now. Quickly, you have your and. Okay, let's start with and. Then you have your or. Okay, for most of you that are in first sem, so what will happen if we put round underscore -1? Okay, good boy. Okay, yes, okay, wait 1 minute. Okay, so I'll take all these questions later. Okay, now you have this and you have your not. Fine. Now I think we can actually do it here. Okay, let's see if it is still open. Okay, when I get here, I will do that. Okay, when I get here, I will show that. So basically, the concept of this -1, yes, it's not a list actually. So Renin, I think you should check that and you let me know. Okay. So will it take the last element of that, the item? But yes, it's not a list, so I don't think that will happen. And that's actually a very good observation. Okay. So or maybe you get an error or something like that, we will see. Now quickly we get into your operators, and then you know definitely you have your true and you have your false, and then you have what it evaluates to. Okay, operation. Okay, so operation. Now instead of this, let's using true and false, let's designate true to be what? 1, and let's say false is 0, and let's say the operation is the output. Fine. Now we quickly check this. If I have 1, okay, and then please listen. So that means if I have 1 and 1, I'm talking about true and true. Okay, so true and true will evaluate to true only. So this is and is similar to your multiplication. Now if I have true and false, it will give me what? False only. If I have false and true, it will give me what? It will give me what? False. And if I have false and false, it will give me false. So what is so special about this now? Only when both conditions are true that this evaluates to true. Now your OR is kind of a deviation from that, because in the OR you are going to have true and then you're going to have false. Now you remember, now I'm not going to use this, so I will just populate the table quickly. So here OR is your addition. So what happens now is, okay, Mahesh, okay, again you got 251, okay, but 0, okay, depending. Okay, so okay, fine, it's rounded it. Okay, fine. Now here in this case, if you did OR operation, so what are you going to get? Everything will only be true except when both cases are false. So if I have this, it becomes true. If I have this, it becomes true. Even if I have this, it's also true. Only when I have both false that it is what? False only. So this is a kind of deviation. Now not is very simple. If it is not true, or if it's not equal to something, if it's not equal to 3, then it cannot be 3. So if it is not true, I'll say not true. Okay, it is what? False only. Not true gives me false. Okay, so it's equal to what? False state only. Fine. Now, when do we actually use this? We see that now practically. Okay, so let's look into some applications that we want to kind of develop. Okay, and we debug that alongside. Fine. Yesterday we looked into what your what do you call it? Flow control, right? Your flow control. And those flow control, let's say we just type something. Can we just simulate something now? Here I'm going to comment out some stuff. Okay, now I have shown this, right? And by the way, sorry, I missed out this, in which what I wanted to show here is let's say I want you to use this magic function also, in which you just type you want to add 2 things, okay, and then 1 minute, and then you go and you just go and use the add function. When you use this add function, what do you get? It's going to add it and give you the what? The sum. Okay, or it just returns the sum back to you. So example, you have seen this, no problem, I commented it out. Another thing also you can try is this. Okay, now when you print this num, obviously it's going to return 30 for you. You can also use this. Okay, so printing this, so why don't I comment this out and then we see this. Okay, and then also, yes, this also using the string method also. Okay, so these two. Now I think I should close this guy here so that I won't get any error. Fine, remove this also. Fine. So what you have to do in this case is you just have to here, okay, close this also, close here. Fine. So we run this now and we see quickly F5. Now you see it says nothing is printed, obviously because we have to print what? Num, right? So we can actually copy this and paste it here. Remember, copy, Ctrl C and Ctrl V still works. Fine. So when I paste this, I'm going to get now 50. Obviously, you know what happened now. Num2 is holding the value of 30, and then I added 20 to it. Fine. Done. So you can also convert something from integer to string also. Okay. Because by default, this is of type what? Int. Okay. Now I can actually use the same thing here and I change it to string. So what do you think it will print? Can we see this quickly? Okay, so I will just execute this now. Remember, I just need to run this. Okay, so I will just copy this, and then you see both cases. Let's see what is going to return, or what the output will look like actually. Okay, so when I run this now, okay, I didn't run it actually. When I run this, fine, so it says obviously nothing is there. So let's take what is in string of what, and 1. Yes, the number 1. So it's going to print it as a string only in single quotes. Fine. Now what happens if I print it this way? Yes, in dot this, using this my magic method, is going to give me the same output. Yes, so this is a kind of simple examples of your magic methods. Now we have seen this example, right, in which we multiplied some stuff and just did some little addition and whatever. Now let's use whatever now control flow to design simple applications. Please look here. Now we accept a name, you enter your name, and we check if that name is equal to what you entered, and we print what? Welcome name. If it is not, what do you think will happen? What do you think will happen? Please look here. I want to accept, just look at this red one which I just highlighted now. Okay, so this program, when it says okay, enter your name, I enter the name. Now it will check if the name is VICTOR. What if I entered something like this, VICTOR, versus when I enter something like this? Will it print the same, or will it print different? What do you think it will print? I just need a confirmation. Please listen. Enter a name, fine. It will check, right? If the name is exactly equal to this name, fine, it will print welcome back Victor, no doubt. What if I enter small VICTOR? Remember, we are not using string methods now, which we can convert to lowercase and check, no problem. We are just looking at it only now as a string only. So this versus that, what do you think will happen? Will it print something? If it can, it will print something. Please, I think you should message in WhatsApp, please, because I think there's a delay here. Okay, so will it print something, or will it not print anything? Let's look at the true condition. Okay, if you entered Victor, what will it print? Anybody? I'm just looking at it here. Okay, fine, let's continue. I think many of you are having issues with network. It's fine. All right, so let's look at it quickly and then we see. So by default, if the name matches only, to print welcome back. If it did not match, let's keep it so that we can see what we actually doing. So if I enter the true case, fine, it will say welcome back Victor, no problem. Now if I inspect this, I know that this holds the value Victor, no doubt, as a string. Now what if, sorry, I just put it side by side, guys, sorry. So what if I enter a capital VICTOR? What do you think will happen? Anybody, can you tell me? So we do that now and then we see. It will not print anything, yes or no? Fine. So let's see that it is here. Fine. Oh, sorry. Now I'm going to enter something here. I will clear this better on this so that I won't get it confused the more. Now here, if I run this again, okay, and I'll enter what? Capital VICTOR. Okay. Now VICTOR. What did it print? Nothing. Yes or no? Why did it behave like this? Because I did not handle the else part. When the condition, thank you so much, Amar. So it will not print anything. Yes. So why is it like this? Because obviously two things I can do, right? I have to handle this to print, I have to handle it to print the false case. Okay? Because if you check here, if you check name, you see name contains Victor. Capital Victor and not small Victor. So you got the point. Fine. So because of that, let's try to modify this program now. What would you do? Okay. You just add the else part in this. Yes. So adding the else part, yes. If the name is that, print this. Otherwise, say hello, Mr. Whatever, anything. Fine. So now let's run this and you can see when we run this now, fine. So if I say I will just print Victor like this only. Okay, now it will say yes, obviously. Now the S part is done. Fine. But this is usually not what we wanted actually. Okay, in most cases, we want to check. Please listen. In most cases, for most of you who are comfortable with Python, okay, you can actually try to check whether now you ask yourself this question: is 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 Victor the same as Victor? The answer will evaluate to false, right? Why is it false actually? Can anybody tell me why the capital here beginning initial letter is capital V and this is this? But if I try this, if I say len of Victor, right? Len of Victor, it will give me 6 in both cases, right? Even if I say len of Victor also, Victor, it will give me 6. So can we just show it quickly? And can you tell me why that actually is evaluating to false and why the other one evaluates to true? Now let's look at something here. If I say len, now Victor is stored in a variable called name, right? So if I say len of name, I'm going to get 6. Yes, case sensitive, thank you. Lavish, thank you. Okay, case sensitive, good. Yes, is case sensitive or good? And again, if you check the ASCII value, right, you see that yes, can we just compare? Is now you can actually type this Victor. Now is not equal to. You have to say exactly equal to capital VIC. It doesn't matter. Fine. Now it will give you what it says is not defined, obviously, because initially we have to assign the value to something. Okay, so you can say name equal now what VI. Now here you can say VIC. Now I'm using small v. Okay, VICTOR, anything. Fine. Now if this holds true, then what I will now say is name now exactly equal to this one. Fine. Now let's say I use only capital. Fine. Now it will return false. Okay. Yes, ASCII value is different. Thank you. Yes. So the comparison was based on their ASCII values. Because if you check len in both cases, the length, okay, this is an inbuilt method used to check the length of a string. So if I check the length of this, yes, I'm going to get the same thing. Fine. Now, let's look at another program. Okay, we want to now develop some program. But before we develop this program, I want us to look at the flowchart of the program. Okay? Because usually we are looking at flow control, right? And if you are looking at flow control, we should remember how execution goes from one condition to another. Now, based on what we've seen, can you draw, please listen, assignment. How will the flow chart of this program look like? What's the program that will ask user? Okay, so please remark a program that asks user. This program asks user, write a program that asks user to enter what? Enter a name and check if the name equals what? Equals your name. Fine, your name. Okay, and print corresponding message. So definitely, if the user is going to check it, that means you are looking at conditional statements here. So basically, from whatever we've seen yesterday, you start, right? Then you go down and then you now ask the user to enter the name. Because before we do the same, before we learn another program, we look at the what? The flow. So you ask the user to enter name. The user enters name. Now you have to check. So in this decision box, you are asking this question: is that name equal to whatever name you have given it? Your name. And it is usually you precede it with a question mark. That means there will be conditions here. If it is true, you can, since I have written something here, if it is true, I can execute this. If it is false, I can go that way. So this is the false condition. No. This is true condition. Yes. This is yes. So if it is true, where will I go? I will now print what? Welcome this, and then stop, right? So it says if it is true, I should print welcome back, and then I will now stop. Yes, and then I will stop. Now, if it is false, what will happen? Nothing gets printed. But you can say if it is false, you can print, hey, Mr. Man, hey, bro. You can print, hey, bro, whatever. And now you stop. Now, this will only run once. Okay, now can we now modify this program so that it runs n number of times? Yes, we can. We will get to that using the concept of looping or iteration. So I understand that majority of you are first year students, okay? Please, I want many of you, remember, okay, the thing is this, sorry, I have to deviate a little bit. The thing is this, I have only 3 or 4 students who just consistently report to me. The rest, I believe you are able to follow, right? So if you're not able to follow, please let me know, because after the 5th, 6th day, I will not waste time on the fundamentals again. Fine. All right, you got the concept. So let's look at something now. Okay, let's say, please look here, we want to design a program. So this will be an assignment. Please listen, I might not remember all the assignments. I think this will be assignment number 3 now. Okay, sorry, 2509 is coming now. Okay, I think you replied that earlier. Okay, thank you. So assignments, I think number what, I don't know, I don't remember. Now let's say I want you to please write a program that will check whether a name is, whether username. So this area, write a program that checks username and password. Username and what? I'm using this ampersand sign, and password. Okay, if it matches, grant access, else deny access. So I'm going to write part of the code, grant access, else deny access. So what will you do? Please listen, guys. There are 2 approaches here. Okay, you can actually prefix what the name is. Prefix what? Username and what? Password. And then ask the user to now enter the username, you check. Ask the user to enter the password, you check. Okay, so I can now say, first thing now, please listen, you have to complete this program. Now you might say, sir, how do we submit executed programs? Once you are done, right, you can copy it and paste it in Word documents, right? See, you executed this, you don't copy from the shell, you can actually copy it from here, right? You got the point. You copy from here, paste it in Word only, and you have submitted. Why do you have to write everything out, right? Now let's get back here. Now you say username, so you can say username is exactly equal to something, maybe like class 1. Remember, class is a keyword, so you cannot use class, so you can use class 1. Now class 1, then you say password is exactly equal to, maybe you say 1 2 3 4. Fine. Now you ask the user, you have to prompt the user to enter your name. So you prompt user to say, enter your name. The user enters name, enter your password. The user enters a password. Now remember how you accept this, using what? Input method. Fine. Now if this password is 1 2 3 4, okay, you have to change it to int. So what you do in this case, now this boils down to, you can say pass equal int, then input, enter your password. Okay, enter your password. Fine, this works. Okay, the user enters something and it's directed of type int, so that you can be able to check. Fine. Now after this is done, next what you say is, now check whether it matches. So it will look like this. If maybe name, okay, it is now username. If username is equal to whatever name you have given it, right? Yes, whatever name you have given it. Then you now say, maybe like, and you will not stop there. Please listen. You can also use again if password. Please listen. This is first case. Is exactly equal to 1 2 3 4. Whatever, 1 2 3 4. Now these two actually can be clubbed together using conditional operator, such that you say if username is exactly equal to whatever class 1 and password is exactly equal to 1 2 3. You got the point? 1 2 3 4. So instead of you making it as a string and converting it back, you can leave it as 1 2 3 4. You got the point? So with this, you now say access granted. So if this holds, you now print what? Access granted. whatever. Okay, access granted. If it is false, that means you have to say else denied access. Access denied. I want you to complete this program. Okay, you complete it, fine. All right. So if you look at it this way, can you formulate the flowchart? Now I will leave this and continue because I don't want to overshoot the time. All right. So you got this as an assignment, fine. Now let's look at another program in which we have to now debug it together. We will debug this program together. Okay, so let's look at this. Okay, so we have this, we have seen the modified version, no problem. Okay, in which we did that. Now, so that means here we are going to look into something now. Okay, so in which we have to do what exactly? Using some statement. So you might say, okay sir, I am seeing this elif for the first time. Yes, some of you who knows programming, yes, this is not your first time, but other people actually, you might be seeing this elif, right? So what is it actually? Yes, so it is just else if statement. So if you look at the control flow, you might have seen something like this. You have seen if keyword, right? So if we showed an example, executes if only the condition is true. If it is false, nothing. If it is false and there are two conditions, example, comparing two numbers. Please, I want you to write this program. Compare two numbers, this was an assignment for you, and print the largest. Easy, right? Please guys, try this. The funny part is, when I say try, I'm not even getting like, sir, I tried this, see the error I got. How do I mean? I believe you're able to do it. Hence, I'm making assumptions. You compare two numbers and print the largest. Very simple, right, guys? So that means I will only compare once. Example, let's say this is first case. Num1 is 10. Num2 is 20. What do I do here? Which is the largest, guys? Largest is num2 only. How? You only check 10 and 20, obviously 20 is greater. Now, how do you compare this? Very simple. Let's use a flowchart. So you start and you prompt the user to enter two numbers. Enter what? Two numbers. Now, these are entered those two numbers. Now, you have to check. So you have stored them in variable num1 and what? Num2. Now you ask this question, is num1 greater than num2? Question mark. Is num1 greater than num2? Good. No, Sachin, I get your point, Sachin. Please, I don't want to use inbuilt function. Good boy. Good. Yes, I get your point. Please, this is why I said, see, some of you who are seasoned. Okay, let's not use inbuilt functions, max and min, no doubt. Max of 3, 2 will return 3. Please, I don't want this. Okay, so let's do it without inbuilt method. Thank you, Sachin. But yeah, so please look here. So you should understand what happens behind the hood, right? Next, what you do is you are saying is similar to your if condition. Okay, so you need to compare once only. If num1, if the first num is greater than the second one, obviously num1 is greater, so we can put the true case here and then we put the first case here. Fine. So if it is that, I will say print num1 is larger, print largest is num1. Else, I don't need to compare again, guys. Print largest is num2. Print what? Num2. And after this, I need to stop the process, right? Both of them we terminate. I stop it here. And please remember, this will have directional arrows, right? Otherwise, it looks bidirectional, okay? It means that it's in both cases. Now, if you look at this, there is also a problem here. Sachi, good boy. Yes. Even Shetty also is saying num1. Yes, lavish. Yes. What I wanted is what lavish is doing. Yes. Okay. Else num2 is smaller. Good boy. So what I want to do, lavish. Okay. This is what I like, guys. Keep replying. Then it makes more sense. So what I want you to do is this. You have to check. What if I enter num1 to be 20 and num2 to be 20? What will it print now? Based on this condition, what will it print? It will print what? Num1 is larger. Both of them are now same, right? I did not say less than equal to. Will it print anything? I want you to try this, and I want you to handle this such that you print both are equal. Now, this is not over yet. This is not over. I want you to ensure that the person does not enter arbitrary numbers. Example, arbitrary. Example, this guy might go and enter minus 300. You can do this, no problem. And 200. This is fine. But what if he goes and enters minus 0.013456, whatever? So I don't want you to take real numbers. Let's limit it to only integers. No idea. No IG. Sorry, what is IG? Okay, no IG. Okay, sorry, I didn't get that. So please look here. I want you to handle this. Handle equality and make sure that this person, whatever the user is going to enter is only integer numbers. You know integers, right? Integers. You have negative integer, you have zero integer, and you have positive integer. We don't want real numbers. Handle this. Okay? And you also handle what? Equality. Okay, fine. So I believe most of you will be able to do this, and in case if you find it difficult, you get back. Fine. All right, how can we apply? Thank you so much. Please, elif, thank you. This is what I wanted. How can we apply elif? Thank you so much. Now let's apply elif to this condition. Okay, let's apply elif to this condition. So let me write some block of code quickly, and then you have to implement it. Thank you so much for asking that brilliant question. So we saw that num1 is 20, num2 is again 20. So first condition, you say if num1 is greater than what? Num2. Okay, you now print what? Num1 is larger. Num1, okay, is larger. Fine. Now, please listen. I don't want you to print num1 as a string. I want you to print the value of num1, like num1, comma, you now say is larger. You got my point. I want you to print it because you are printing the value of num1, like 20 is larger. This is the first case. Now, to use elif. Now, this is why I didn't want I didn't want to disable these comments. Moderators, can you remove these idiots? So this is why I disabled comments for those guys. And this idiot again is posting something. Where are my moderators, guys? I will disable comments for everybody now. I will end this session quickly as soon as possible, and I will disable comments. Please, guys, be good, guys. Don't click on all this rubbish, okay? That was why I disabled comments. But again, this fellow is there. Where are my moderators today? They are not there. Can you just blacklist this fellow? Yes, please. That's somebody, I don't know. My moderators, where are they? Yes, I know. Sorry, please, Ritin, sorry about that. I don't know where my moderators are today only. I added them there to kind of, what do you call it, police this chat. Yeah, thank you. They are deleting it. Thank you. Blacklist that fellow, please. So now let's use elif. So elif says, since I am comparing, I need to compare 3-4 conditions, right? So I will say else if. Elif is same as else if, and we are going to demo it in the subsequent classes, okay? So it now says here elif. Okay, let's compare for equality. Now num1 is exactly equal to num2. Yeah, thank you, Shreyas, thank you. So you have to print what? Print that both are equal. Got the point? Both are equal. So this is the second condition. Now, lastly, you say else. Okay, that's how you use elif. Thank you. Yes. Okay, cool. Now, let's now run some stuff. Thank you, guys. Let's now run some programs here. Okay. Now, here, we are going to use elif now. Okay, please. Okay, look here. And you will see there will be a problem with this program, and I want us to debug it together. Okay, first thing, let's understand the execution. Now, name is set to whatever I called it. I'll put age to something. If name is equal to Victor, welcome back, Victor. Okay. If I'm less than 20, I'm not less than 20. Okay, I'm more than 20. So don't ask me my age. So if age is less than 20, I say, hey, you're a joker. You aren't Victor, obviously. Now, if age is greater than 100, I guess you must be a grandma. Now, if age is greater than 200, on a lighter note, you aren't supposed to be alive. Otherwise, if somebody enters 288 or 250 years, I say, you please be serious, enter valid details, thanks. But there will be a problem with this program. Let's see the first problem. I will not tell you, we will debug it together, okay? First problem, will this run or not? First problem, will it run or not? I'll enter Victor, no problem. Fine, compiled, no problem. Execution, how old are you? Okay, I will not tell my age, okay? I will say I'm just 22, fine. Now, it says welcome back Victor. Now, let's look at this condition, whether it held true. So, what is actually my age? It says welcome back Victor, okay? Now, let's see. Why is this actually working, okay? Now, is this what I wanted? Now, look here. But I didn't know what the age is, right? I did not set the age. Yes? So I only compared based on name. So irrespective of whatever I enter, now look here. This is a typical example of what? Let me enter this. It's a typical example of your logical error. Okay, let me say age is 18. Now see here. Now look here. Age is 18. The first case it ran. Age will be considered as a string. Thank you so much, Kitty. Thank you so much. Original age is not mentioned. Thank you. Now, age will be considered as a string. Absolutely. Now, that is why this error says it's not supported between instances of string and int. What can I do? First thing, let's handle this, right? Oh, sorry. Let's handle this. What I will do is I will go and change this age to what? Integer. Fine. Now, so I say, okay, fine, I needed this to be an int. So I'm going to say, okay, fine, int of age. No problem. Now I have to close this. Fine. But please follow me. This also will not solve the problem. Let's run this. Fine. And say enter your name. No problem. I'll enter the true case only. Now age, I will say maybe like, it's less than 20, right? I will say maybe like 16 or 18. Why I like 18, I don't know. Let's say 16. Sweet 16. Do you care? It's also telling welcome back Victor. Let's run this again, and you see what the error is. See, it's executing, but it's not seeing any of these codes. Now, in this case, this will never be printed. I did not set what the age is. Now, I do not set what my age is for it to print this. So only when those two conditions held true, I have to print this block of code. Now, let me say age is less than this, okay? And then I have to print, hey, you're a joker, you aren't Victor. When age is less than that, obviously it will stay printing the first one. He has not seen this. Let's see if he's going to see these guys, okay? Let's see if he's going to see this guy. Now, let's run this quickly. Now, I'll say again, true condition only I'm printing. Now, I'll say age is 300. Did you see? Welcome back, Victor. Now you got the problem. So this is a typical example of my logical error. No syntax error, I have handled it. But look here now, the logic is wrong only. That means it has not even gone beyond the first case. So how do we handle this now? One thing we can do, we come back here and then we use your what? Operator. Which one? Logical operator. You say and what? Age. Sorry. Yes, age. You know I'm 22 years. I'm joking. It's equal to 22. Fine. If this held true, print this, but this is not over yet. Please, this is not over yet. Now let's check the condition quickly. We print this and then we say okay, fine. Okay, please remember, let me close this now because it's becoming funny. Okay, now let me close this quickly and then I say age same thing. Okay, the true condition only I'm trying to enter there. Now age is, I don't want to say 22. You know, obviously in every case it will print welcome back Victor. So let me say 16 now. Now you see, hey, you're a joker, you aren't Victor. You got the point now. So it has got into this condition, right? It's got into the second one, right here. Okay? It's got into this now. You're a joker, you aren't Victor. Now let's try this condition where I'm going to see whether it will enter here or there. Fine? So I'll run this quickly. Now, enter your name. Fine. Enter your age. Please listen. I want this to appear, right? You must be a granny. Whatever. Now let's enter this. I'll say 120, which is more than 100. Now look here. I guess you must be a grandma. No problem. It has gone here. Let's see whether it will enter here actually. Okay. Now, so finally, whether it will enter here. So I'm going to type the same thing. Now done. Now I needed more than 200, right? So let me say I entered 288. Now you see the control has stopped here still. You got the point, because 288 is greater than 100. 200 is greater than 100. 1 million is greater than 100. So the control is not going beyond this again. So how do you handle this? Again, you add the constraint, right? So the age is greater than 100 and age should be maybe less. For you to be, who is the oldest living person? I think 129 years, right? So let's say 130. And age must be what? Less than 130, guys. That's what I wanted to type, okay? And age must be what? Less than 130 years, okay? Then you say you must be a grandma. Otherwise, please look here, sorry. Else if age is greater than 200, I will say on a lighter note, you must be this, okay? Now look here. We will see again if the control will come to this. This actually should have been else part. But why did I put elif? You have to debug that as an assignment. Now, till here is fine. Let's run this quickly. Fine. And now I'm going to enter 288 now. Okay. So I will say, sorry, it's going to down so much. By the way, I'll press this. Fine. Okay, so in this case, what I will do, I will just type the true condition only and then try to see if I will get there. Fine. Now here I will say 288, fine, or 288, the same thing we type. Now it's coming there. Look here, on a lighter note, you aren't supposed to be alive. Yes, okay, but this one never got executed, right? Hence, we can actually think that this, if the person is greater than this, actually, we should say on a lighter note, you're not supposed to be alive, right? So, when will I handle this now? So, what you can do is, you say, maybe when this person enters, not something like, let's say, between less than 0 or negative age, you say negative number, please, negative number. Let's say he enters the age to be of negative number, let's say minus 200, you tell on a serious note, be serious, okay? Okay, or if the person, instead of name, the person enters number, you have to tell the person on a serious note, be serious. Did you get the point? So, sorry, for 30, okay, Mahadesh, for 30, okay, good boy, let's try for 30. I think for 30, it will still enter what? It will still enter this, okay, sorry, less than 20, okay, then if it is 30, it says you are less than 20. Okay, I did not handle that. Good boy, you saw it, Manjesh, you saw that. So there won't be any condition for this actually. Let's see, because see here, if it is less than 20, right, less than equal to 20, I will say, hey, you are a joker, okay, you aren't Victor. Now if it is greater than this, so I did not handle between 21 and 99. Thank you so much, Manjesh. Yeah, that's very smart. So let's see it here. Nothing will be printed here. Maybe it will go to the else part. Be serious, enter a valid detail, which is not what I wanted. This is not what I wanted. Now look here. So I'm going to enter the name and then I'll enter age as 30. Now you see here. See, be serious, enter a valid detail. Thanks. Because this actually, you got the point, right? This was not what I wanted. I wanted when the person enters a different thing there, I should do that. So thank you for pointing that out. Now you guys should handle this as well. Between 21 to 99, you handle it. So you can actually print something, okay? Say maybe between 20 some stuff, give a condition and then modify that, okay? Then after some time, we have to ask the person, if the person enters greater than 130 and less than 200, else the program will run, sir. Yes, see, greater than 130, right? And less than 200, okay? So it will be here only. It's greater than 130. So it will print this one. I guess, greater than, 1 minute, greater than 130 and less than 200, sorry. It will print again, please be serious, enter a valid stuff. You got the point. Because that condition was not handled. That was smart of you, Amit Shetty. Thank you so much. Again, we did not handle that. See, we did not handle greater than 130 and less than 200. Thank you for pointing that out also. So you see, this is why when you program, you try to test all the conditions. Okay. Now, okay, good. So if I put this, name is Victor and age is 22, yes, it will say, welcome back, Victor. So we can actually do that now. And that is the default case. Okay. That is the first case, not the default case. So I put age 22, it will obviously say, welcome back, Victor. Okay. So yes, thank you guys. This is what I wanted. And please, when you modify this assignment, okay, try I hope it will print S part. Yes, Sachi, exactly. It will print S part. Why don't we do it now? Edge is greater than 30 and then less than 120 was never handled here. So it will print S part. Absolutely brilliant. So let's do it here. Quickly, I'll close this now. Okay, I hope you can see the screen. Sorry, it's gone so down. Okay, let's do something here, F5. And same. Okay, so we put the true condition, fine. In this case, now in this case, what number is greater than 30 but less than 200? Obviously we can check 150, 160. Now it's going to give us the S part. Okay, see, enter valid details, thanks. Okay, and this is not what we wanted, so the conditions was never handled here, so by default it's going to come to the S block. Fine. And one of the things you notice is many a times you come across what we call infinite loop. Okay, infinite loop. So what happens in infinite loop? I'm just going to demo that quickly. Say it's very simple. Okay, I want to count from 1 to 5. Please look here, but I made a mistake. I set number to be something. Now look here, if I type number without setting it, assigning a value to it, it's going to give me an error. This is not defined, so I set number to be what? 0, and I want this to run from whatever. We will start with while loops tomorrow, no problem. And I'll say if, please look here, if what while num is less than 0, or sorry, while num is, okay, let me say num is 10. I set num to be 10. Oh, it's not working. It's not working. I have to reassign this. So first thing, the easiest way to generate a while loop, you know the easiest way, but let's say we want to check whether this number is less than 0. Okay, so I will say 10. Okay, maybe like less than 10. Okay, maybe like 6 is less than 10. Actually 6 is less than 10. Num is 6. Yes, so is num less than 10? So is num less than 10 while num is what? Less than 10. Okay, now the condition should be covered in braces only. Okay, now so if this is less than 10, I will print what? Print num, no problem. Now the question is, see, when I run this, okay, what will I get? See here, what will I get? It's not terminating. Now you might say, okay sir, but actually now did I increment that? C is still moving. Okay, so I have ended up generating an infinite loop, but what I wanted to do is this. I want to take a count from 1 to 10. As long as those numbers is less than 10, I should print that. So what you can do to kill this, Control C is actually there. Okay, so you click there, Control C. Okay, you have interrupted that, or you go to this shell, it says interrupt execution, Control C. Fine. And the easiest way actually to generate this while loop is using the condition called while true, right? So, and we wind up with this. So okay, I don't want this name thing, sorry. Okay, so kill this, no problem. So I just go to ideally, and then I'll just generate that, and we are done. Okay, so I just say here, okay, while I want to print hello, okay, I'll just say while true. Look here, when you say while true small, obviously is not the keyword which you wanted. You wanted capital true. As long as this held true, I should print hello, print welcome back, welcome back. Now when will this terminate? At infinity, welcome back. When is infinity? I don't know. Okay, until you run out of memory, preferably. Okay, so this is done, and then I enter. Now you see it's still inside there, so I need to come out completely, right, and press enter. Now it will keep running till eternity. Okay, so what if you change the elif condition value 20 by 30 and you will access both first and second condition? When will it give the input age? Okay, Daniel Shri, what if you change the elif condition value 20 by 30? Okay, you mean I should change it from 20 to 30? Will it access both first and second conditions? So when we will give the input age as 22? Okay, Daniel, I think I get your point. So what I want you to do, please, this is why we are doing this together. Okay, so you test all these conditions, and I believe in your lab also, when you do lab, you document your findings, right? So please try to document whatever you find, okay? And we can actually discuss that in the class, okay? So any condition that is not handled, looking at this here, if I change it from 20, I believe this is what you are saying. If I change it from 20 to 30, all right? And please, in case if you have more doubts, okay, try to execute this, all right, whatever you are doing, and send me the screenshot. Maybe it will make more sense, right? I believe all of you have my WhatsApp number. In case if you don't have, talk to the moderators, okay? You get my WhatsApp number. It's actually there. It's actually there, okay? So now, if you change this age to this, right? yes, then what will happen in both cases? Okay, if this is less than this, now you see the question here is this will only print welcome flag Victor when these two conditions are met. The two conditions must be met. That means age must be this and age name must be Victor and age must be 22. Now if age is less than 30, fine, and it is not 22, say age 18 is less than 30, 23 is less than 30, whatever. 22 is less than 30, but 22 matches this condition, then it will print this one. Anything outside that is less than 30 or equal to 30 will print this. So from 0 to 30 will print this. Okay, I hope that answers your question. Then after that, whatever I did not handle will not be printed. On this note, I want to thank you so much guys for listening, and let's quickly look at what we had for today. We saw the magic operators, we saw magic variable, right? And also we saw magic methods in Python, right? We looked at operators, mostly comparative and Boolean operator, like we just demoed something like true into true will give us true, and you can actually do this out of curiosity, right? So we have seen till here. Okay, so you can actually do this now. You can just type true, okay, sorry, true, true, so you try those truth table, right? True, then times true. Okay, so what will it give you? It will evaluate to true only. It's evaluating to 1. So 1 is true only. So you can actually try it true into false. Just try that. Fine, you got the point. So try all the possible conditions. Okay, true into false. Obviously, we give you 0. So this is false only. Okay. So you can try most of the conditions, and then since you're running it from this shell, actually try to close this and run it afresh, and then you see it will start giving you true as a statement. Fine. Now we looked at this and we looked at flow control actually, okay, and looked at code blocks, especially your if, elif and else block, right? And we saw practically what happens when we use most of them, and we tried to look at what flowchart to understand what exactly is happening. Yes, so we looked at some flowchart. So if I were you, before I start writing my program, I should kind of do what we call dry run. Yes, try to test run this on a piece of paper and check all possible conditions. And this was the problem we encountered, right? In this program, okay, we did not do dry running. Which program? This last program now, right? So this last program, we did not even do dry running. Only when we started running it, we started encountering all the errors. Yes? So this is what I want most of you to take care of, okay? Then whenever you run some stuff, try to look into that, okay? And next time, I know you must have used escape sequences, okay? We will come to that later, okay? Like here, instead of me to say, what is your name? I can enter, what's your name? Example quickly. Let's escape this and we are done. Let's escape this and we are done. Please look here. Instead of me to say enter your name, I can say, please look here. I can say, what's your name? Please look here. I say, what is your name? As guys, we say, what's your name? What's up, bro? So if I say what, now look here. What's your name? As a string, now what do you think will happen when I run this? Okay. Now you see, I will get this, what's your name here? No doubt, because it's already taking it as an input string, but there will be a time in which this did not happen. Yes? So you have to actually escape it by using escape sequence. Just put this slash, okay? Fine, like this, okay? And then this apostrophe will be printed, okay? So in some cases, remember that this is there. That's what I try doing here in between, in some cases where I say like this, okay, what's your name? Without an input statement. So since we used input statement here, that was why this happened. But in case we remove this from this input statement and then put it like this, okay? So you see now, okay, what's your name? Okay, this is also taken actually. Okay, so but if I take it as a single quote here, yes, single character, what? Yes, exactly. So if I do it like this, then I'm going to run into this problem. See here, what's your name? And then I have to escape this. Okay, so two ways to escape it, by using double quotes or using single quote and using escape sequence like this. You got the point? Hence, I can change this back now to what? Input, and then it will accept that. You got the point? So this is what I wanted to take care of also, that there are two possibilities here. One, using double quotes, obviously we don't need to escape. Okay, but if you use single quotes, you have to escape it. Fine? Done. So on this note, yes, we looked at some stuff, certain stuff, and then this irritating in an infinite loop, I'm going to show some more examples tomorrow. Fine? And that's it for now, guys. Thank you for being attentive, and then I think many of us are comfortable. So we need to scale up. We need to move faster now, okay? From tomorrow's class, we move faster so that we start developing our applications at the earliest. Thank you, guys, and yeah, bye for now. See you tomorrow. Bye.